You know, there's so much I could say about this course and the benefits of doing it for you. One of the big things I think is flexibility. We're going to be working around a specific dietary model, but only spending a very, very small amount of time on that because the model itself is very easy to use. But you may not embrace that model. You may have your own ideas. And the great thing about this is because of this flexibility, because it works on a series of principles rather than a hard, fast set of rules, what we can do is adopt any process. You might like the paleo diet. Well, we slide the paleo diet into the whole script and make it work perfectly. Or the Atkins or the Zone, or it doesn't matter what it is. Or you may simply work in a slightly different area. Now, this also accommodates, and you'll be learning about this on the weekend, well, how to help somebody if they have a sugar addiction. So they may come to you, and it may not be to do with wanting a diet at all. It may be that they just have this problem. If they can solve this one problem, well, you'll have an answer for them. Now, because it works on these principles, a couple of cases come to mind that I was able to help people with. One, a person had an unusual disorder called nighttime eating syndrome, in which they weren't particularly overweight simply because they were very keen on exercise, but they would wake up around 10 o'clock and eat. Food was being locked away, locks on refrigerators. And so we come back to this idea, these core ideas within the conscious and the unconscious priming parts of making people feel good. Because to me, I look at that and I think, well, I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, but this is about anxiety. This is a way of managing anxiety. And so we could use these processes and was able to use them to great effect. Another instance was a chap, he decided he wanted to follow some online eating program, but he didn't eat vegetables or fruit. And so he couldn't really get started. And so, yeah, I was happy, work with your program. And so we use this conscious, unconscious priming to help him to eat the vegetables. Now, I actually had him bring along some of the things he wanted to eat. So he brought along a nice big salad, and he brought along some veggies that had been cooked. And it wasn't hard to see his disgust when he looked at those things. But you know what? 90 minutes later, he was eating them, and he went and did his process. And just one last, I'll mention, a lady presented who I thought was coming for weight loss from our phone conversation, but then she admits to that she's got bipolar disorder, and she didn't like feeling like this. And she had high highs and low lows. And when she had her low lows, she ate a lot. And she was really concerned about that weight. So as she said that, my mind is kind of ticking over. And again, I'm not being a psychologist, I'm not being a psychiatrist, I'm not asking you to do that. What we're looking at is how can I make this person feel better on a day-to-day basis, hour by hour basis, and during their up times to build a greater sense of emotional resilience so that during the down times she had greater coping. So what we've been able to do through the I Change Priming method is simply this. She has higher lows and shorter lows and eats less. We haven't solved bipolar. She just feels better on a day-to-day basis. And it made such a big difference because it's all about the internal chemistry. Right. I could go on and on with these because you set yourself up for one area of helping people achieve their ideal weight, and they just get this idea about weight and they'll come. And there may be some people in the phone conversation, you say, look, I really don't know what I can do for you. And I said this to the lady with bipolar. I said, I don't know what we can achieve, but here's what I believe. I believe, and then I described what I believed. And she liked the sound of that, and so we proceeded. So that can be done in a phone conversation as well. Great flexibility. You can bring in the exercise component. You'll be learning some really specific, short, sharp, useful exercises. And just getting the people so they feel like they enjoy it. So this is exciting stuff. There is so much you're going to take on board, but guess what? You won't be overloaded because we approach it in a very systematic manner, so that by the end of the weekend you will feel 100% confident to see somebody on the Monday morning and to be able to work with them and help them. Fantastic. I'm Ian Newton. I look forward to seeing you at the next seminar. Thank you.